Stop paying $20 every month for ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini. What if I told you can build your own AI chat, your own website, your own stack, and connect to any large language model you want? And here's the best part. You only pay for what you use, no subscriptions nor limits. In this video, I'll show you how to build a GPT-style interface using Lovable and then be connected with an agent. Together, they create your own AI agent. You can connect OpenAI, Claude, Gemini, even new models like Deep. You are fully in control. Your brand, your chat, your roles. So if you want to own your AI instead of renting it, let's build it step by step right now. Having a look at the overview of this workflow. This is the front end and this is the back end. So Lovable has the front end and it has the back end. Okay, in here I created this chat interface according to my preferences, but when you're building in, you can customize it to the way you want. In the I have created the left side this to browse through the chat histories, and if there's a new chat, then open it through here, and by clicking this, it gets a wider way and interface is much more clear. And moving on to the right side, which is the settings panel, I can manage my settings through here. Code into the over here's where I configure my webbook URL. So yeah, that's basically about this front end. So I have connected the front end and the back end with 10.8.10 through a webbook. So whatever the chat inquiries or queries coming from the front-end chat interface comes through a webbook node and then send it to the AI agent. And from there, the AI agent will generate the response according to the query asked from the chat interface. And for the instructions we have given, in my case, I have designed it to fit test code. So whatever the queries I'll be asking, if the AI agent will give us a response according to that. But we can leave it as, we don't have to use it. We can leave it as before system message also, then it will typically respond as a large language model. For example, if we on default, it will reply as a normal ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, like that. Okay, and here also I have created the memory to save the memory. I also have created a chat ID. So each of these chat have a separate ID. Then those messages coming through those chat IDs will be saved separately, and response again will be sent back to the chat interface using the webhook URL. However, talking about the key feature about this dashboard, in here I have selected the chat model as OpenAI chat model. In 18, on default, they provide us with so much of large LLM model. Depending if you are a Gemini user, you can use Gemini, Google Gemini chat model. If you are using Claude, you can go with that. If you're using Mistral, you can go with that. So that's the beauty about this flow. Depending on your need, whether you're a Claude fan or OpenAI or Gemini or DeepSeek, any sort of LLM can be connected through here. So all we have to do is to set up the credential and enter whichever the API we are requesting for. In my case, I'm a fan of OpenAI. I'll be going with OpenAI for this also. Yeah, we'll do a testing now and see how it will respond to it. Okay, we have come to our chat interface. Now it's already active. I'll execute the workflow. Now the trigger is waiting. Now let's send a message and see. Yeah, the message has been successfully triggered and it has generated as a response. Yeah, so as I told you here, I have set the system prompt for a fitness coach, but it doesn't have to be like that. I guess they did it to the sake of doing this video, but we can change it to the way we want. So let's ask another question. How much color they are in an hour or like generating as a response? Yeah, on average, our photo typically contains around 204 values depending on the site. Now let's ask another question. How much steps I need to walk to those who can? Your response has been fast generated. So this is a response as I told you earlier. Now let's change the prompt and see if they go here and change the prompt. Yeah, the before system message come. Here's a URL. Helpful assistant. That's the before the system message come from OpenAI. The N18. Let's click save and open a new chat in now let's how we can ask any questions. Writer oil full lower show here this was the oil generator. Yeah, so when we are giving a system message, then the There are, depending on the LLM we are using, it is generating the default response according to that LLM. Yeah. So that's about it. I think you find it very helpful, for you don't have to pay for the constant monthly charges for the pro plan. And in OpenAI, for instance, it has a $20 month plan, but it also has some limitations. While using it only gives us 40 messages for 3 hours. So if we are like using a heavy user, it won't be enough. The pro plan is $200. Even though it's unlimited, if we don't use up the full usage, we have to pay. But in this case, we don't have to pay the constant fee. We can top up our account, in this case the OpenAI, for the usage we use. That's one of the key main features in here. Okay, now let's dive in and see how we can build its flow from scratch. In order for us to start building the workflow, as the first step, we create the front end. For that, I have created the prompt according to my preferences. But when you are building it on your own, you can customize it to the very way you want. The time being, I will work with this and I copy and paste it in here. The main part is in here, like we are telling first Lovable to create the UI, and then as a separate. Yeah, and this will give it the instruction to connect the link between the front end and the back end. For now, it's running 10C. Yeah, checked interface is done now. So it does do us our UI like this. You can change it to the way you want. For the time being, let's focus on it in this reading through the main part of this workflow. Now I came to in810 and I got the HTTP method as post, and I'll copy this link, and as the second step I'll be giving the command to configure this webhook URL. Yeah, so and I'll be copying this as the second step and paste it in here. Basically it says this is the webhook URL from in810 that is send in a post request, and I want this to trigger when send button is in the checked interface is pressed. Okay, this is the command for it. Now let's run it 10C. Okay, I think the book has been successfully integrated to the code within the checked interface. Now let's go back to in810 and let's execute this webhook node, and now we'll send a message and see whether it will be triggered through the webhook. Yeah, our message from the webhook port has been successfully triggered. Yeah, for the time being, let's it moving further. Now we'll connect our brain to this workflow using the AI agent. And for the prompt, I'll be using the message body, and I'll be keeping the system message just before it. But if you want to change it according to your need, like in my case, when I was doing the testing, I did it like a fitness coach, but then it will only give us a generate according to that tree. But if you are using someone else using an LLM for random use, then keep it in the default way. Okay, now let's connect chat module via. Though it has given us so much of options, so if you are a person who's using an LLM for do coding, I recommend you to go with Anthropic, which is Claude. Claude is recognized one of the best LLM for coding. And if you want to use an LLM for cheaper price, then DeepSeek offers the cheapest LLM in the market right now. And if you want to create prompts for videos and creativity, I recommend you to go with Google Gemini. And also Mistral is in Europe-based. If you're a person who lives in Europe, then Mistral, I haven't used it, but I think it's better. In my case, I'm a fan of OpenAI, so I'll be using OpenAI. And also we can, depending on it, we can select any model. Okay, now let's run it and see. Now we have to connect the simple memory. For that, I have a session ID. My session ID will be this. So for each new chat, a new session ID will be created. Okay, now let's create the response to webhook node. And the response type will be X, and the response body will be the schema output from the AI agent. And now let's run it and see. Yeah, it's successfully output, but they just have seen still not be visible in here. That's the thing. Now let's figure out and fix it. That part, that's the last part. When we have fixed it, so we are done with this dashboard and the workflow, then we are good to go. Okay, for that, I'll go to my prompt in there. I have a prompt as the second step. So with the third step, I'll copy and paste it in here. So it says, I'm going to send a response to application as in the chat interface using a response to a book node in anything. It will come as a text message. So you make sure you are able to receive the information and display it on the chat interface. Make sure the response will be always come as text message. So remove JSON and keep text. So that's an important part here. Oh yeah. Now let's run it and see. I think now we are ready to go. Refresh it. Now let's find and test it. Oh yeah. I forgot one thing before we are first. While we have been receiving the data through the webhook, the response type was immediately. But now we had to change it to use into a book. No, this is very important. Otherwise, this system we break down. Well, now as we have connected the response to a book, nor once the workflow is done, then only it will respond. Okay, and now we are good to go. Let's unpin the data. There be everything and refresh it also. Okay, now a trigger is waiting. Yeah, says messages has been ongoing now. Yeah, we got the response. Everything has worked flawlessly in here. Now let's ask another question. Will the AI replace you on lying? Yeah, so it gave us this response. Basically that's about it. See, the chat interface is working smoothly. With 10/10, we can ask more questions also. So that's about it. Rather than paying constant amount for LLMs for each and every month, I find this way is much cheaper, and we can pay as we go, and we can customize according to our interface, so that in that way we don't have to stick with the interfaces within the relevant LLM model. Okay, if you have stayed until this end of this video, thank you so much for staying. Please help us and subscribe our channel. We'll meet again with another cool workflow.